Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Ferguson and I'm the crochet pattern designer of Two Brothers Blankets. Today I'm going to show you how to start the primrose blouse. The primrose blouse is one of my older patterns that I've redone, um, updated it completely, and one of those big updates is I worked the very top of the raglan yoke with the short rows. The short rows just adds a little more to the back of the neckline, adds a little more structure so that it doesn't stretch out or pull too much as you're wearing it. So I'm going to show you how to do that and get you started on this beautiful spring summery blouse. For this tutorial, you're going to need some worsted weight yarn. I'm using Comfy worsted weight from We Crochet. It's a cotton acrylic blend, so it's really nice for warmer weather. It's 75% Pima cotton, 25% acrylic. It's machine washable, machine dryable. It's one of my absolute favorite yarns. This is the colorway Honey. And I've got an 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, or whatever hook size you obtain gauge with. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, to start, we are doing the yoke. We're working from the top down. And our first round is a chainless foundation single crochet round. So I have a tutorial for that. If you don't know how to do that, I will link it in the description below. But what it says to do, I'm going to be working the size small for this one. We're going to do 80 chainless foundation single crochet stitches for our round one, and that's going to get us started, and then we'll move into our short rows. So I'm going to do 80 of those now. All right, I've completed my 80 chainless foundation single crochet stitches, and for round one I am going to join to my first stitch to create my round. All right, so that is our round one. We are ready to begin our short rows. So the short rows are going to be listed on the pattern as round 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C. So that just lets you know that this is the short row part and it's not the actual part of the yoke, just so you know. But it's divided out as well. So just check the pattern and you'll see what I mean. All right, so for the first part, it's round 1A. So what it says to do is to chain one, and it says do not turn. It says to do one single crochet in the first 19 stitches for size small. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, and then it says to slip stitch into the next stitch. So this next one here, I'm going to do a slip stitch. And that is row 1A. Now for 1B, it says to chain one and turn our work. So now we're turning, and we're going to do one single crochet in each of the 19 stitches that we just worked. So 1, 2, 18, and 19. And we are back at our original join right here. So now we are going to do round 2A, and it says to chain one and, oh, I forgot to slip stitch. So we are going to slip stitch. We're back to our original join, but we are going to slip stitch into the next stitch. which is right here on the other side of that join. Okay, now we're ready for 2A. It says chain 1, do not turn, 1 single crochet in the same stitch as your slip stitch, and then in the next 18 stitches. So we're going to have 19 on this side as well. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, so here's what it looks like so far. We have more on this side than we do this side right now, but we're about to start round 2B and go back to our original join. So it says chain 1 and turn our work, and to do 1 single crochet in each of the 19 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 18, and 19. All right, and it says to slip stitch into the next stitch. We're going to slip stitch into the stitch over here on the other side of the join. Okay, so here's what it looks like so far. All right, now we're going to do round 2C. We're going to turn back around and go back this way because this is our 2 side. So it says to chain 1 and turn our work. And it says to do 1 single crochet in the first 21 stitches this time. Okay, we are ready to do the other side now, which is round 1C. We need to slip stitch into that first stitch. And I just want to point out, it's the same one that we did before. I messed up at first and didn't do that one. So make sure you're doing it into the right one. It's the very next one. And then we're going to chain 1, and it says do not turn. So we are going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 21 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 18, 19. Remember, 20 is into that slip stitch. And then 21 is into the next. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So that was round 1C. For round 1D, we are going to chain 1, turn our work, and it says to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 21 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And then it says slip stitch into the next. So we're going to work right into our next stitch and do a slip stitch. All right, and it says you should now be back at the original join. So this is what we have so far. This is our short rows. This, like I said, it adds length to the back so that it sits better in the front, and it just gives it some added structure so that it doesn't stretch out or pull when you add the sleeves and all that. So I've also updated this to be worked in a full rectangular raglan yoke. Before it was just partially yoke, and then we chained for the underarms. There will be no more chaining in this. We're going to work a full rectangular yoke and then work the body of our blouse. So this is the added short rows. This is what it looks like. Now we're ready to move on to the rest of the yoke. Okay, so for the yoke, we're back to regular rounds. So we're on round 2, and it says to chain 1, turn our work, and work 1 SC in each stitch around and join to the first. So we're going to have 80 stitches again. I'm going to do 1, 2. Okay, I'm at 21. I'm going to work into that stitch that we slip stitched into as my next one. And then the rest of these are just from our original chainless foundation single crochet. So we're going to keep going and work our single crochet into those. All right, we're back to our other short rows. I'm working into the stitch that I slip stitch in, and then into all these the next 21 stitches to finish out the round. Okay, so for round 3, we're going to do our long chain, which is where we pull up our loop about the height of a double crochet and chain 1 and turn our work. Now we're working herringbone double crochet stitches into our around our yoke. So it says to do 1 herringbone double crochet in the first 12 stitches. So I'm going to do that. I have a herringbone double crochet tutorial as well that I'll link to if you are not familiar with this stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, I've got 12. Now it says to chain 1, and then we're going to do 1 herringbone double crochet in the next 16 stitches. All right, I've done 16. We're going to chain 1 again, and it says to do 1 herringbone double crochet in the next 24 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm at 24. I'm going to chain 1 again. And now I'm going to do 1 herringbone double crochet in the next 16 stitches. Okay, I'm at 16. Again, chain 1, and now we are going to do 1 herringbone double crochet in the last 12. All right, and then we're going to join to our first stitch. All right, so this is what round 3 looks like. We've got our chain 1s in the 4 corners so that we can work our increases. And so now we're ready for round 4. Okay, round 4, we're going to do a long chain, turn our work, and we are going to do a herringbone double crochet stitch to the next chain 1 space. So this is where you will check your pattern for, it's where it'll split up for the different sizes. And so you'll need to look at the pattern to see how many times you need to repeat. But for round 4, we're just doing 1 herringbone double crochet until we get to our chain 1 space. So in this case, since we just started them, it's 12 herringbone double. But this is an easy way to work it so you don't have to count so much. Okay, we're at our first chain 1 space, and now we are going to do an increase. And if you look in the stitches and abbreviation section, you'll see that an increase is a herringbone double crochet stitch, chain 1, herringbone double crochet stitch into the chain 1 space. So we've completed our increase, and now we're going to continue on until the next chain 1 space. And so we're going to continue all the way around, increasing at each chain 1 space. So we have 3 more chain 1 spaces, and then we will do our herringbone and join at the end. So I'm going to do that now. All right, I've completed round 4. I've joined to the first with a slip stitch, and I've got my 4 increases here. I have increased by 8 stitches, so I have a total of 88 stitches, 2 in each chain 1 space, and now we're ready to start our repeats. So here's where it will split for the different sizes, so you'll need to refer to the written pattern for your repeats. But for size small, I'm going to repeat round 4 12 times. So I'm just going to continue with 1 herringbone in each stitch and then an increase in each 4 of the 4 corners. And I'm going to do that for 12 rounds until I get to a total of 184 stitches. Just for a visual, here is our short rows in the back. So it's folded over here. We're working our shoulders and our front and our back between the 4 increased corners. And it'll just keep getting bigger until we join right here at the armholes, at the bottom of the armholes. So you see here, our join is in the back and the short rows are back there. That's your back side. And as your yoke gets bigger and bigger, we'll fold it. We'll skip our shoulder stitches in between those 2 increases and join, and that's going to create your armholes. So just for visual aid there, that is what it's going to look like as it continues to grow and as you work your joining round to create your armholes. And just so you know that the join is in the back. And that is how you work short rows in a top-down yoke. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.